when I found out I was pregnant.
B. Octavia. Stand for something or get ran over. I stand on what I speak on. You should too. Get with it or don't.
I told y'all the story of me being 19 and depressed when I found out that I was pregnant, but I didn't tell you I was months when I found out I was pregnant. What's up, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back with another video. I'm just gonna keep pushing these out because I had a couple days where I wasn't uploading, and that does bother me. I don't know if that bothers you, but it bothers me. What I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna tell you the story of me finding out I was pregnant at, I'm not even gonna tell y'all how far along I was when I found out yet, but I will tell you the backstory. So, if you do not know me, my name is B Octavia. I'm 23 years old, and I'm from Washington, D.C. Okay? That's where I'm from. Getting personal, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know when to do this. Like, I always wanted to tell this story because I learned a lot, and I know that young girls will learn a lot from it, but I just didn't know when. And I did the 19 depressed, and when I found out I was pregnant, so I'm like, oh, I can do that now. You feel what I'm saying? Is it still cold? Yeah. Who else don't like them paper straws from Dunkin' Donuts? Who else don't like it? I don't like it. So, to start this off, you know, in my depression, it was very hard for me to get out of bed. It was very hard for me to want to eat or want to do, you know, normal things like go on a walk or whatever. But it had got so bad that I remember going to a march. Like, my health really started to decline. I thought it was just something simple. However, I did not check myself out. I didn't go to no clinic. I didn't do none of that, which was the first mistake. Secondly, I kept passing out. Like, it was two different instances, or three. Yeah, it was actually three different instances where I passed out, and like after I came to, I really just brushed it off. I really wasn't thinking that it could be anything, but I did not go check myself out. You know what I'm saying? And it could have been, like, being pregnant is very serious. So I really should have checked myself out. I didn't know like the symptoms of pregnancy, and I didn't, like, I had never been pregnant before, so I just didn't know like all of these things was adding up to me possibly, or like me being pregnant. So I had three different instances where I passed out, and those instances I was still questioning why that happened, but again, I didn't question it enough to check myself out. So we went to New York. Me and my sisters went to New York for my birthday. And my mood was hella fucked up. Like, it was just up and down. The fatigue was real. So I had this heavy ass duffel bag, and it was just making me have an attitude and all this. And my sisters was questioning, like, what's wrong with her? Like, she never acted like this before, whatever. So, you know, that was an interesting trip. Basically, I feel like once I got back, it still took me almost a month to go check and see why my fatigue was like this, and why I was feeling like this, and why I was throwing up heavy, why I couldn't keep nothing down. And like during my depression, I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do all that. So I was thinking like maybe I'm still in a, like, I haven't been eating as much, so I don't want to eat. You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking it could be something like that. I don't know. You know, I look back on it and I'm like, damn, like I really should have checked myself out. It was like a week or two before Christmas, and that's when I found out I was pregnant. Now, if you've ever been to like a free clinic, you know what I mean, They don't tell you, or even, you know, if you go to the hospital and you want to check and see if you're pregnant, or you going for a checkup. That's what I was going for, a checkup, and they do the pregnancy test and all that. If you go get a checkup and stuff and they tell you that you're pregnant, they not going to tell you how far along you are right then. All I knew was that I was pregnant at that time, and that was before Christmas. Like I said, you got to schedule an appointment for ultrasound. You schedule it, and it's usually like a month away, or like 3 weeks or something like that. So it's really a guessing game. And I mean, like, it's crazy. I mean, I chuck it up to like I was 19. I really chuck it up to that because, like, looking back on it, I really didn't question. I didn't question my period stopping. I was just blessed that it wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, it was small minded. It was stupid. So the appointment to see, we did the appointment, and that's when I found out that I was 5 months pregnant at that time. I don't think my appointment was like a month away. I think it was like maybe 2 weeks. So they told me that I was 20 weeks. And I'm like, what? When I was just guessing, like, when after they told me I was pregnant, I was just like, I don't even know when my period stopped. Like, I wasn't even tripping. You know what I mean? And so I couldn't even think of how far along I was. I thought it was some small shit. But then to think about it, like, I've been sick for a while. So basically, you know, they told me that I was 20 weeks, and I was just like, I was dumbfounded. I was like, like, that mean that I did half of the work already. You know, I only got 4 months left, and I didn't even know. It's just crazy to think about. It's crazy that that happened to me. And bottom line, what I want people to learn from this is to check up on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, your health is your wealth. And even, you know, being depressed, I feel like that was the start of me just being real lazy. And again, I mean, it was crazy. It was insane. Because anything, or, you know, it's a solution. That's what I thought. You know, they told me I'm pregnant. I'm like, all right, if I'm not far along enough, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. But once they told me that I was 5 months, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no trying to do nothing. You know what I mean? Realistically and honestly speaking, I didn't want to be in that position yet. I was always the one, when my mother was talking about who was going to have kids for her and all this. Like, I would always be the one to be like, shit, it ain't gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be me. What my story taught me was, you know, there's not always a way out. There's not always, you know, a exit. You can't always have an exit plan. You can't always just erase things. You just can't. You have to take accountability and responsibility for what you're doing and what you did. So, and being sexually active at a young age, and, you know, 18, 19, and you're not really worried about birth control and condoms. It's a very dangerous game that you're playing. And I can tell you that personally. So, you know, number one, your health is your wealth. Number two, you can't find an exit plan for everything. You have to really just deal with things as they come. You know, I was in shock for a while. Like, I didn't tell nobody because I was very ashamed of myself and disappointed in myself. But I also just didn't want it to be true. You know what I mean? And you got to come to terms with reality. You have to. I wasn't, like, in between the time of the the telling me I'm pregnant and the ultrasound, I'm still thinking of avenues and ways out. But one thing I never thought about was adoption, because I ain't finna have no kid and not take care of it. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of lessons to learn from this. And bottom line, I hope y'all do. You know what I mean? Because I really have. And yeah. You know, having a kid at a young age is a very humbling experience because, you know, I know that one day, I know that, I know that one day, you know, it will get easier, and as the days go, it does get easier, right?
Yes.
And, you know, we're best friends. So, you know, if you're in a position like me, just think of it like that. It'll be somebody to always understand you and get on your nerves and make you laugh and hug you. Yeah. So thank you for watching.
Mommy channel.
Yeah, subscribe, like this video, comment your thoughts, and we will see you in the next one.
Face.